So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world. And welcome to another interview of the Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector. And today I'm joined by two members from the band Seventh Station, which is a progressive rock metal band that dabbles in also classical music and other styles. So, I have with me Dimitri and Alexy. So, first of all, how are you guys today?
We are great. We are great. We are very happy. We were waiting for this interview. We are really looking forward for the release in 1 month, and it's a good period. We're quite excited.
Yeah. What
Yes, I
about you,
also feel
Alexi?
awesome about the interview. I also feel awesome about the interview, and I'm really excited because actually, this is the first interview in my life ever. So this is double good for me.
Good. Well, not counting job interviews, hopefully.
Yes, yes, I have a
Yeah,
lot. I have a lot for this one.
this is different. So Dimitri, tell us you first of all, Dimitri, what do you do in the band?
I'm the main composer and a guitar player in the band.
Okay,
Um, that's mostly what I'm doing, beside of the other stuff.
okay. And what about you, Alexi? What do you do in the band?
I play on bass guitar, and I hopefully also start to write soon in the next albums as a composer. But Dima forgot to say that he was the one who decided to make a band. So he's also a co-founder of the Seven Station.
Yep,
Okay. Yeah,
true.
he decided to do a what? Sorry, I didn't understand that.
He decided to start a band with me
Oh,
years
okay.
ago. So he also a
Okay.
co-founder of the Seven Station.
Yeah. So this band, you have people who are in different places in the world, like USA, Europe. How do you guys get together and do music? Being everywhere so far spread out.
Well, it's obviously not easy, but thankfully, technology today is quite good. So um, we managed to do it remotely. So that's how it works. Since this music is composed in composer style.
Okay.
Okay, so the band is working remotely, and the process usually goes like that. Um, since we're writing music more like as a composers, then usually I'm writing, let's say, the whole song, the whole parts, and then we are doing pre-production together, and each of the band members is contributing his knowledge and experience and ideas, and we are very open about it. But most of the music is ideas composed first, and then everybody contributing their ideas. About live performance, how it works, since everybody are so professional in their instrument, we usually gather a few days before in the starting country. Usually it's in Slovenia, because I'm living in Slovenia and the base of the band is here. So we are gathering for a few days of rehearsals and hitting the road. And until now, it's working somehow.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds great. And so this EP in particular, I know it's inspired on like modern interpretation of like composers. I think modern composers, right? If I'm not wrong.
From the
Yes,
20th
from the
century.
20s.
Awesome. What made you do this reimagining of this classical music in your style?
Okay, well, the first reason is that all of us are classically trained musician, and we are coming from the classical world, and we doing this for really long time. I mean, I finished the academy in music. Alexey finished academy of music. Eren, our keyboardist, finished Berkeley of music, and he was also in classical music since the age of 4. Same with our drummer Grega. He's a percussionist. finished academy in percussion, and our vocalist actually studied in Denmark complete vocal music technique. So everybody are educated. So we felt like after Heal the Unhealed that we have two paths. We have one path is to go to where all the prog going and to be a bit softer, or go to the extreme and show that hey, we want to be something else. We want to show that there is a great music outside, and a lot of the music that we grew on. So we wanted to give our respects to these wonderful composers, because we already did something similar already in Heal the Unhealed, our previous album. One of the songs in this album, it's actually an arrangement for Dimitri Shostakovich 10th Symphony, the second movement. So we kind of starting the new album with where we finished the previous one and taking it to a new directions.
Yeah, no, and it's pretty, this EP goes in different directions, and there's different languages in the song. So you have different singers. I think there's one in Spanish, if I'm not mistaken.
In Portuguese, yeah.
Yes.
In Portuguese, yeah. I know because the name Melodia Sentimental, it's in Spanish, but yeah, Portuguese and Spanish are very similar, sorry. You have a song, Tropical Limbo. You have one in German, and I love the closer Nagasaki Kisses. And so yeah, pretty cool stuff. So let's look at the artwork of the EP, which is pretty cool as well, and we can discuss it. So I'm guessing, is this from a painting? Because I feel like I've seen this painting before.
It's not existing painting.
Mhm.
It's not an existing painting. It's a Mexican artist did this for us. And the idea is that because the name of the album is On Shoulders of Giants, then basically it's the heritage of the composers that we grew on, and we trying to take their music and to create new colors. So it's like a new baby is being born in the shape of the heritage of what we admire.
Okay.
So like a little devil.
Like, well, they have horns. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good, the painting. It looks like something that I could see in a museum.
Yeah, he done an amazing job. He done an amazing job, and we really like it. We really feel connected to this image.
Yeah. So the album title, On the Shoulder of Giants, it's representative of you guys, taking these compositions and doing that, like in making them your own with their style. If I'm trying to interpret the name of the EP.
Yes. The on Shoulders of Giants means for us is that compared to those composers, we are just saying thank you to all this inspiration. Thank you for all this music out there. And we are just the small, humble people that trying to keep the torch burning compared to these giants of composers that are all already well known and change music forever. And we just humbly saying thank you. So that's what
Yes,
it means, at least for me.
What about you, Alexy?
And we also want to go to direction that these composers are chosen. I mean, we also want to combine much more the style of metal and style of classical music in the composition, in the construction of music. So this is also say thank you for us for this giants.
Yeah, no, and I like it because it blends those two styles seamlessly. Or at least for me, I enjoyed it. And So it's more of an EP. It's a shorter like type of album. Is there going to be a part two to Shoulder of Giants?
Maybe in the far future, we have a lot of ideas of our own music, which we would like to continue exploring. And I believe that we still have a lot what to say from our side as composers, musicians, players, and mostly storytellers. We have a lot of stories that we still want to tell to the world. So I believe that one day we will do something similar like this again, but the next release for sure will be our own music.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah. So this is going to be out on the 21st. So are you going to do some shows to bring this EP to the live experience? Like what are the plans that you have?
We have Germany. We have Germany show festival Art Rock in April. Following after that, we are going to a week in UK tour
Mhm.
to opening for Imperial Age, and later we're supposed to play in Israel 2 shows in June, and in November I believe that we not. I mean, I don't believe. I know we are confirmed in HRH Prague festival in UK, and we will be opening for Asia in Focus. It will be a great experience. Really, really looking forward for that.
Yeah. So I want to talk about the guitar tone on this record, since both of you are guitarists, and it has that great guitar tone, like very proggy. Like I don't, like tell me a little bit about each one can tell like what you were trying to convey as a guitar player on this record.
My approach to sound, it's mostly depends on what music needs. And since this EP is so versatile and creative from a sound perspective, really try to color each composition in its own way, like to create kind of movies, 5 separate movies and 5 separate stories. Then each track I had to approach the guitar a bit differently. In this EP, for example, I experimented with some tones that I never used in the previous albums. I combined it with some univibes and tremolos and some chorus all in one sound to create kind of a spooky sound, or I use the wah-wah in a way that I never used it before to create something that create anxiety. So it's all about colors. So it's what the music needs. That's how I approach the guitar recording, and I believe that we all approach our instruments in that way. Doesn't matter what instrument. For example, our vocalist, which is not here, what he's doing with his mouth in this record, you will not find many vocalists that can do this kind of sounds, and he did great job on Nagasaki Kisses, for example.
Yeah.
And so it's all about what the song needs and what the music needs.
Yeah. What about you, Alexi?
Yes, I feel the same way. I always choose what I'm gonna play during so what the songs is this what the songs need, and also I choose different techniques. For example, for the last album, I added some pick to my thumb, and now I play and pick and fingers both styles because I want to be able to play it because it's really fast. I also used the fretless for the first time in this record for the Villa Lobos, which was really cool. So yeah, like Dima said.
Yeah, no, it's cool to find out how you get those guitar tones. And I know each of you also play in some other bands, so you are very busy. And I know your keyboardist plays with Dream Theater. And when I was hearing the keyboards, I was reminded of Dream Theater, and I said, "Oh, he plays with Dream Theater or has played with Dream Theater." So that made sense. So So besides the classical music that you all have grown up on and included on your music, like any other bands that inspired you to become a musician?
There are a lot of musicians and artists in the world from different genres that actually, for me, is personally inspiring me as a musician, as an artist. I mean, of course, I can say from the prog world, all the giants such as Symphony X, Dream Theater, King Crimson, Rush, Yes, Deep Purple, big fan of Richie Blackmore, Toto. For me, also, it's a big inspiration from from the jazz world. I can name a lot of them. I mean, we actually quite inspired by different styles of music, and we're trying to bring this approach to Seven Station because I always personally see Seven Station as an open source. We can play whatever we want to play, and because it's about the expression and about storytelling. So of course we're listening to other artists and get inspired what we can add to our story and what color they're using and what colors we can combine to create our own unique story and color. So we are definitely inspired by a lot of music, not only classical. We just grew on classical music, and this is our education, and it will be always one of our first. But we are inspired by a lot of genres.
Yeah, no, even in
Yes, and
there's like they put world music, avant-garde, which is pretty interesting. So what about you, Alexi?
I'm also inspired by many music. My main job here in Israel is to play and write music for ballet classes, so I should know many modern music for films, many modern music for ballet, and I compose a lot for ballet. So I also try always new styles, including jazz and some even melodic techno, if you wish. So
Oh,
everything is going inside me, and hopefully will go out in the next Sensation album.
yeah,
Actually, our
that's
keyboardist writing electronic music, and it actually sounds very good.
Yeah.
yeah. There's some awesome electronic music. I like it that you guys are so versatile and have so many styles. So this is an EP that every song kind of sounds different. It's like its own thing, and it's good because like you don't know where it's gonna go. All of a sudden, I hear like some tropical beats, and so I was like, wow, very interesting. So the name Seventh Station. What's the story behind the name?
Oh my God,
Yes,
this is
that's all.
a really long story, but I'll make it very fun one.
Hmm.
Seven Station, actually, it's a calculation of numbers. Many years ago, there were some numbers that hunting me every time I was watching at the clock. It was
Mhm.
showing me the same number. It was 13:48, 1:48 p.m. And since I saw these numbers, I always kept on seeing them everywhere. So if you look at our first album, debut album, Between Life and Dreams, we have a track there that called 13:48. So back then, when me and Alexei started the band, we were thinking about names, and we couldn't find one. But we like the idea that there will be something station. Like there are a lot of stations in the world, we are just one of them. And once I combined the numbers 1348, which is 1348, together it's 16, 1 plus 6, 7. 7 stations. And apparently later I discovered that a lot of, I mean, this number is kind of hunting me because even my ID number connecting the number 7 or the car
Mine
plate,
too.
stuff like this.
Hmm.
So it's very funny, but it's just calculations of numbers.
Yeah, it's
And
kind of mystical.
last year when the band actually invited me to join the band again, let's say, it happened at 7th of November. Again at 7th. So
Mhm.
this number is going after each one of us.
Yeah, I mean, our first album was released 7th of September, which 7th of September was also the first rehearsal we had. And
Yes.
the second album was 7th of November. Now we break in the pattern and we will release it on 1st of February. But I didn't calculate yet the numbers. Maybe it's also in the end 7.
I'm sure it's 7. I'm sure it's 7.
No,
But
I don't know if it's
if
7.
you
But
do the math, 7 plus 3 is 21.
well,
Ah, I know my math.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You see,
So it
so
goes back to 7. Yeah.
yeah.
All
A
the
lot of
time.
things are
Always go
around
back
that
to 7.
number. We even in the
7
debut
days.
album,
Yeah,
7
They also
days,
have
of course.
They also have the same number of songs in each album, right? 7 songs in the first
No,
one, 7
the
songs
Hilde
in
and
the
Hill was 6. Hilde and Hill was 6.
Yes, and DCP is 5.
Yeah, and this EP is 5, but it's not an album, so it's
an
so
EP.
it's not fair.
Mhm.
And beside of that, the amount of music we're playing there, you can easily calculate it as 7 songs.
Yeah, you could
Maybe
have
even
divided
17.
like one part and second part, and it could have easily been 7 songs because for an EP, I think it's longer than at least it's like 30 minutes, right?
It's close to 30 minutes. Yeah, it's close to
It's
30 minutes.
it's close. It's longer than some hardcore albums by a lot. So yeah, it's not that short. So yeah, so people, I know people can pre-order this. Is it gonna come out on vinyl? Like, what physical formats are you gonna have for this release?
For this release, it will come as
CD, I see.
digital, and you can purchase a CD to support us and to have yourself something physical. I believe that in the future we will also print vinyls, but we will see.
Yeah, it all depends on supply and
Demand.
and demand. Basically, we're going back to math again. But I'll post the
Yes.
link for Bandcamp or where everyone wants to support the band and buy the music physically. So you have those shows in the rest of the year, and after that, are you going to go back into writing mode, or are you going to take some time off?
No. We definitely have big plans ahead. We have the next album that I personally really looking forward to start dealing with it. I wrote already a lot of material, and I'm looking forward for my bandmates to join me and start working on that. And we have few surprises in our sleeves for 2016. Sorry, 2026. I almost
I'm
spoiled
like,
the
did we go
surprise.
back in time?
I almost spoiled the surprise. It's related to 2016. Will be 10 years, but I will
Yeah.
not say more than that. We have a lot of planning in the next 2-3 years.
Awesome.
So we are not
let's see.
resting. We're just starting to be more and more busy, and we really love working on that.
Yeah. So yeah, I would recommend this album to people who like progressive metal, experimental music. Like, it has a lot of like different things, classical, like world music, and all of that. I would recommend it to anyone to listen to this. So before I let you guys go, anything that you like to say to the fans?
Well, first of all, before the fans, we would really like to thank you for your time, and thank you so much for listening to the EP and appreciating what we're trying to do. It's really, really not take it for granted, and we're really thanking you.
You're welcome. Yeah.
And about the fans, we would like to thank them for support. We would like to invite them to listen to the EP. I believe personally that each person can find something for himself in this EP, because we are really taking you to a fascinating journey from different type of music, different type of stories. You have stories of action, you have stories of romance, you have stories of some Robinson
War.
Crusoe, I guess, stuck in an island, or so. So you have any genre that you want, and horror, of course, Schnittke, the German.
Yeah.
So I invite you to listen and let us know what you think, and thank you for the support. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you on the road.
Yeah. What about you, Alexy?
Yes, I really hope to see all our fans in the crowd when we will perform, because listening to this music is one thing, but to come to a show and to see this band play this music is an absolutely different world, and it is amazing. So see you in the crowd.
Yeah, no, I bet listening to this in a live setting has to be very awesome. So I want to thank you guys, from joining me from different parts of the world. I know Dimitri is in Europe. Where are you, Alexy?
I am in Israel. I live in Israel.
Okay, and from the
in
Middle East.
Jerusalem.
Yeah, and to Puerto Rico. So until next time, couchers, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a Couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.